Cappy, what do you got for us today?
So today we have North Korea executing teens for watching Squid Games, reported by Amnesty.
Amnesty International?
Yeah.
Okay, known ne'er-do-wells Amnesty International. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, what else?
The shock that liberals are showing for the cannibalism that supposedly took place on Epstein's island.
That is no good. Liberals do be shocked a lot.
Oh, absolutely. And then the third thing is voting Trump out of office to defeat ICE.
It's wintertime. There's no defeating ICE. I don't know about that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, vis-a-vis the first thing. I haven't seen anything about this. So North Korea execute teens for watching Squid Games. Now, there's been a lot of hay made. I've seen recently in the last week is that people accusing DPRK of using Squid Games as propaganda, right? Saying that they're using it to make South Korea look like a capitalistic hellhole.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah, and how exactly does that work when that it's a South Korean TV show?
Well, I'm not really sure because apparently North Korea had reported on Squid Games in their media, but I searched and I couldn't find anything about it. So I don't know if they actually did.
Is this like another Radio Free Asia type deal?
Well, Radio Free Asia is one of the sources for the execution claim. That's what Amnesty, it's one of their citations.
Was it you or MC that went into a deep dive about Amnesty International, or probably the both of you? RIP MC's TikTok account, by the way.
Yeah, I have one about Human Rights Watch. I did a little video about it, but I believe that MC did do one about Amnesty.
Yeah, what is the claim there about Amnesty International? Is that it's basically funded by people who are like National Endowment for Democracy, USAID sort of funded journalism, UN sort of. It's a vector for state propaganda.
Yeah, I mean they claim to be independent, and they say that like it's all individuals who don't. But for instance, their former deputy executive director, his name is Frank Sampson. He worked for the the United States Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, and he was also in the State Department. I'm not sure if they're actually linked to the net or how they receive their funding, but regardless, they have U.S. government employees in their ranks, high-ranking members.
I've seen it looks like it's fairly just like 1-to-1 ratio. Amnesty International warns of devastating consequences as abrupt U.S. foreign aid cuts threaten human rights globally. So what do we think about this? I hate to go on a little sidetrack here, but what do we make as good proper MLs of Comrade Trump working to undercut NED and USAID?
Yeah, it's a good thing. That's a good thing. I know a lot of liberals were freaking out about it, but this is soft power. This is a tool of imperialism, no doubt.
Hard power.
Yeah. It's
literally hard. Money and war is hard power. I think liberals have deluded themselves into, even us, now we talk about these things as like some sort of soft power. No, cutting off food and blockading people from eating is hard power. Yeah. That's literally doing siege. We're doing economic sieges on countries. This was considered in the early 20th century hard power.
The net.
This is like nothing short of like declaring war on it. These are the type of thing countries go to war over.
Yeah. No, it is war. And the net is also on the ground in these countries funding various organizations and whatnot.
Yeah. So what is this just schizophrenia? What is the goal here? Vis-a-vis, like what is the through line with the Trump campaign? Because it seems like just schizophrenic. I don't even know what to make of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely confusing. I mean, I don't know if he thinks that he's going to be saving some money. You know, the bourgeoisie is very short-sighted. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. You know, some people are more protectionist than others within the ranks of the owning class. But no, he's a bad imperialist.
Yeah, he's not even like, I think that he feels that the people who are currently the status quo beneficiaries, or the people who are currently on the ground with the NED and USAID, I think it's sort of like he has more America first sort of Christian identitarian tech feudalist and like ANCAPs, those type of red MAGA type people pissing in his ear that these are somehow like George Soros type of woke meddlers They don't want the woke meddlers in there because I think they fear imperial boomerang wokeism.
Yeah.
Coming from USAID and NED.
Yeah, I mean, that very well may be it. I'm not sure what to make of it. This whole presidency, it's been really weird.
Yeah, the only thing that we could say as far as a concrete policy or a clear outcome is going to be a sort of tech feudalism fascist coup domestically. That's what they seem to be doing, breaking the bureaucracy enough so something malignant can grow here domestically.
Yeah. Well, I think we forget as Americans, even American Marxists, that there are contradictions within the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't agree on everything, and they have issues with each other. And so I think what we're seeing is not only an intensification of the contradictions between the international bourgeoisie, but also just here at home between the Democrats and the Republicans.
I would agree. Okay, so this latest claim, North Korea executes teens for watching Squid Games. Do we have that queued up? What is?
Yeah, so the claim was that some high school students were executed for watching it. Basically, the source of the information is apparently one interviewee reported hearing from an escapee family. So it's like someone was interviewed who had heard something from a quote-unquote escapee family, and they reported it to Amnesty. And then the other source is Radio Free Asia, who apparently separately documented an execution in 2021 for the same thing.
Which is not even, so I've heard there's something, even the claim that somebody was like incarcerated for having pirated copies, or wasn't the old claim that somebody, so there's a lot of Squid Games nonsense, which makes sense because that's how they're capturing the Westoid imagination. Hey, you know, popular TV show that you like, totalitarian dictator hates it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the hook for Westoids to grab their attention. Okay, so I've been seeing longitudinal stuff about Squid Games and Radio Free Asia and everything since its inception, and that I think the first wave started, right, if one recalls, where people were saying that people were getting executed for pirating or distributing or having USB flash drives with copies of the Squid Game on them. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And that was all, like, there's nothing that we know that can verify any of that?
No, again, all of these are always based on, like, an interview with an escapee or South Korean intelligence. And even when South Korean intelligence cites a source, it's usually, like, an unknown source from Pyongyang. That's how you get caught in this cycle of trying to track down the primary source to get the evidence, and you always find your way back at some unverifiable, dubious source, almost every time.
Yeah, and even when they are named, they're like people who are ID'd or tagged as having been beneficiaries of South Korean money.
Oh, yeah.
For, you know, spilling their guts. What is that program? I saw a Madeline Pendleton post that they, like, elaborated the mechanism by which they get these people who want to defect and or migrate to South Korea for whatever reason. They sort of isolate them and keep them talking until they say things that they want to hear, akin to like a black site interrogation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the name of the program is, but they do that. And if you don't comply with that, the South Korean intelligence will stalk you and make your life a living hell, or you could end up in jail. They'll just throw you in jail for it.
Sounds like some sort of dictatorial, totalitarian regime going on there in South Korea.
Absolutely. For all intents and purposes, South Korea is a fascist state.
Yeah. Definitely a militarized, it's definitely a military dictatorship, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I heard that I have to confirm it, but I've heard that they've recently lightened up on their national security law. But that national security law is insane. I mean, not even just communists. If you're a trade unionist or some, you know, light liberal left, you know, pro-worker type person, they'll throw you in jail.
Yeah, it's the Republic of Samsung.
Yeah.
So I wonder what those foreign, what does their government even look like? Is it just like when they have their like staff meetings or whatever? I don't even know the structure of the South Korean government. Is it just like five American military generals in a room with a couple representatives of Samsung and then what? Some elected bureaucrats?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even 100% sure, but that doesn't even sound far-fetched because it is basically a U.S. military base. It's not a sovereign country by any means.
Did you see that Tucker? I posted a clip in my Discord, the Globoid TV Discord, not the Red Army Capybara Discord, which you can find by messaging Cappy on TikTok or visiting the link, or you visiting mine, my Linktree at linktree.com/globoidtv, and they can get to yours by messaging you via one of your lives. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. So in my politics channel in the Discord, I had posted a clip of all people, Tucker Carlson, saying that. Did you see that clip? I don't know how recent it was. So him saying that in 100 years in the future, the only people left are going to be the DPRK.
Yeah, because of their birth rates, they are significantly higher than the South.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they said they likened it. He's like, so what does this say about the system we live in when the cut and paste of the Stalin model is replacing itself at a sufficient rate so as to exist in the future, whereas the cut and paste model of the West, which I think is very telling that he's calling that the cut and paste model of the West, which is low key based. Right?
Yeah.
Low key based Tucker. I don't know what he's aiming at here, but I was like, fucking based, fucking literally true. And he's saying, whereas the cut and paste model of America in the South is flailing and not even fucking enough to reproduce each other or reproduce itself. It's like, God,
yeah.
Comrade Tucker, what is he doing? I don't know. I don't understand.
No, it's wild. I mean, every now and again he does say something that I'm like, wow, based. Like,
yeah, I don't know what he's angling for there, and I wonder how schizo that makes the people in his audience.
Yeah, no, well, it's interesting because the reason why he got fired from Fox, right, was I believe because of his take on the Ukraine war, which most Republicans are very much pro Ukraine, and in fact, I work with a Ukrainian guy, and he followed Tucker still. Like, I guess it didn't bother him enough to like abandon him, but he followed him off of Fox to, I don't even know what Tucker does now, but
I think he's just on Twitter.
Oh, really?
He's like with Alex Jones on Twitter. Yeah. Let me look here. Why was Tucker? I'm not really. It's in 1 year. Why was Tucker fired from Fox? What is the rationale? Dominion voting systems. Yes. Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News April 2023, primarily due to fallout from the Dominion voting systems defamation lawsuit, which revealed offensive private messages along with toxic workplace lawsuit from a former producer. His departure was spurred by revelations of him disparaging management, using crude language, increasing extreme and controversial content, all of which became liabilities for the network. But I don't think that he was fired for his saying white replacement theory and everything but name.
Yeah.
I don't think he was fired for that. The sexual harassment thing wasn't, I don't think that's a deal breaker for Fox News.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that it was primarily for the Dominion voting system because that was an active lawsuit and they did get dinged. Discovery in the $787.5 million Dominion defamation case revealed messages where Carlson used vulgar terms for executives, mocked network leadership, and privately expressed views on the 2020 election that contradicted his on-air rhetoric. Far-right inflammatory rhetoric, including the Great Replacement Theory and content defending the January 6th Capitol riot. No, that would not have gotten them fired. They don't care about that. But I think it was just to lower their liability and exposure vis-a-vis the Dominion voting system suit, I would guess.
I get you. I stand corrected then.
As far as the Ukraine thing, I think that their whole line was, I think Trump was basically end the war, right?
Yeah. Well, he said,
I think that they were aligned with Trump and MAGA as far as saying that this was just a NATO, fuck NATO,
yeah,
whatever. Also, accidentally based Republicans? ?
It was supposed to be on day one, though.
Yeah, true. I don't know, and I don't think that they are doing it from a based anti-American campus position, which all MLs know is the intuitively ontologically correct position. I don't care. Theory nerds fucking whine and moan. Ontologically correct position is being an anti-U.S. imperialist campus. But so yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I think that he was pretty much holding that party line vis-a-vis MAGA, and specifically about like not wanting to give more money to NATO and or pay Ukraine, which made everybody on the all the leftoids basically call Trump a Russian asset.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still dealing with people saying that all the time too.
Okay, so we have that. So we have that was a long tangent in the way of talking about South Korea being basically a vassal state to the United States, being a bunch of generals in a trench coat along with the Republic of Samsung, and that all of these South Korean Westoid brain people couldn't even fuck to save their life.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, basically.
What a tangent.
So yes, that was quite the tangent there. So North Korea executes teens for watching Squid Games. What is this story?
So
basically it's testimony. It's just testimony from somebody who's a supposed quote unquote fleeing family. Well, how could they flee if they're dead?
Yeah, and it's not even a testimony from them. It's from somebody who heard from the family. Or it's like an escapee with family connections in Yangyang province. And the story's not like anything super long or in-depth. It's just high school students were executed for watching Squid Games. I think it said publicly executed, and they forced other students to watch the public execution as to scare them. That's basically the whole story. I see people bringing it up on my live streams. I've seen people talking about it on Reddit. So it did pick up traction. And it's just being passed around as a, it's a catch-all. Oh, North Korea is bad. They execute people for watching Squid Games,
So what are the leftoids saying? North Korea 8 days ago, February 4th, 2026, accept cookies. North Korea teenagers executed for watching Squid Game as regime wages war on K-drama and K-pop. Okay, people in North Korea, including school children, are being publicly executed, sent to labor camps, and subjected to brutal humiliation for watching South Korean television shows or listening to K-pop, according to new testimonies gathered by Amnesty International. North Koreans who fled the country told Amnesty that watching globally popular South Korean drama, such as including Crash Landing on You, Descendants of the Sun, and Squid Game, or listening to South Korean pop music can lead to the most extreme punishments, including death. Those without money or connections face the harshest consequences. Interviewees described a climate of fear in which South Korean culture is treated as a serious crime. It is. It is. And if they were killing people for this, it's good. You know what, Base Kim Jong-un. I'm just going on record. First of all, I'm not like one of these mealy mouth, hand-wringing liberals, Cappy. I tell you what, if a good and proper duly elected leader wants to whack people out for watching South Korean slop, I say good on them. That is my official position, and I don't care. I don't care who hears it. What do you think about it? Cappy? I know you agree. Go ahead and talk to
yeah.
Go ahead and Red Army Capybara at redarmycapybara.blogspot.com and tiktok.com/@Red Army Capybara wholeheartedly agrees. Listen to him. He'll say it right now.
You put me on the spot now, Glowy.
Do you see that ringing endorsement of everything I just said? Okay, ringing. I'll dub it in later. Interviewees described the climate of fear. Okay, Sarah Brooks, Amnesty International's deputy regional director, said, "Quote: These testimonies show how North Korea is enforcing dystopian laws that could mean watching." This sounds like a TV show in itself. Enforcing dystopian laws that would mean watching a South Korean TV show can cost you your life unless you can afford to pay. Quote, the authorities criminalize access to information. Oh, I'm noticing, do thine eyes notice a thing? They're using the anglicized version of criminalize here with an S.
Oh, yeah.
An Angloid wrote this.
Oh, yeah. They're always writing.
Fruit of the poison tree. First of all, they should I think there should be a warning at the top of articles warning you that an Angloid Britbonger wrote it.
I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely.
This is just colonial agitprop.
Yeah. No, 100%.
100%. The authorities criminalized with an S. Suspicious. Access to information in violation of international law that allow officials to profit off those fearing punishment. What do they think this is? America? This is repression layered with corruption, and it most devastates those without wealth or connections. Yeah, the communist DPRK is always pinging the fucking the proletariat.
They always
all the time. Those poor proletariat in that communist country.
They always do that. They always try and make it seem like, the wealthy families, have it so much better. And if you're not wealthy, then, like, for instance, when you talk about people who leave the DPRK and you look at the national statistics from China or Russia, people are like, oh, that's just the wealthy families. It's just the party members.
And I don't know how that works, but I know that generally everything I've seen indicates that every metric, every quality of life metric, happiness, everything, happiness with government, everything is pretty much peak. DPRK and China, and especially with DPRK, the only issue is sanctions and embargoes. I don't know the difference in between a sanction and an embargo. Do you know? Can you expositionally riff on that?
I would say that an embargo is a sanction, right? It's I don't know it necessarily, because the embargo on Cuba was originally started with a blockade. You know what I mean? Now, I do know one difference between the DPRK and like Cuba or other countries that are sanctioned or embargoed is that the DPRKs are international. So it's a violation of international law to skirt the sanctions. Whereas with Cuba, if you're willing to take a hit and lose access to the U.S. marketplace for a bit, you can still legally, by international law, do business with Cuba.
Yeah, I know that they have some things like you can't, if a tanker or a ship or freight cargo, if a cargo freighter lands in Cuba, they can't land on a continental port for 100 days or something.
Yeah. Well, it looks like an embargo is it's considered one of the most extreme forms of economic sanction.
It's a hard power move.
Yeah, absolutely. It's as govfacts.org says, it's the most powerful diplomatic weapon.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Okay, so executions linked to popular South Korean. We have to wrap this segment up a little bit here. We're already hitting 24 minutes. Cappy, we just love gabbing about the DPRK.
Oh, we do.
Interviewee say that newer South Korean content was reaching North Korea faster than in previous decades. They mentioned popular South Korean dramas from the 2010s, including Crash Landing on You, noted for its North Korean setting, The Descendants of the Sun, which features military themes. One interviewee reported hearing an escapee with family connections in Yangang province that people, including high school students, were executed for watching Squid Game. So one interviewee reported hearing from an escapee family that other people were executed for Squid. So this is three degrees of separation for a testimonial.
Isn't that insane? And people will just run with that and cite that as like they act like it's concrete evidence. Like, it's the final word. It's like, nothing was proved to me.
Once people have manufactured consent and sort of given Amnesty International through press, how do they manufacture consent or support for this? Because Amnesty International, is it just the naming convention? Amnesty International, it sounds like a very neutral international organization. I think people are very much inclined to think that is like sort of a neutral organization, much like the Red Cross, which, as we know, is also used for imperial gain, imperial profits, imperial hegemony. We understand that these are just mechanisms of hard power.
Yeah.
But why is it that Amnesty International seems like such a reliable source for these soft as baby shit leftoids?
Well, it's a non-governmental organization, right? And it doesn't accept, they claim not to accept funding from governments, right? And it's a human rights organization. Why would the human rights organization lie to you, right? They have the best interests of everybody at heart. They're good people. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thought. Same with Human Rights Watch. People don't question it. They just go, what, are you crazy? It's a human rights organization. Why would they lie?
I heard from some high school students, from people with family connections, from an escapee, that Amnesty International is actually a human wrongs organization.
Well, that must be true then. It must be true.
I think they're human wrongs. I don't know. Just my gut feeling.
Why would someone lie to someone and then lie to you about that, you know?
The triple hearsay is always true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially vis-a-vis human wrongs. Okay, so I don't know. I tried to. People sell their houses to get out of camps. Oh my god, everyone's a camp. They educate, brainwash. Okay, I don't even care. Have you seen leftoids go after MC and or Madeline Pendleton about this recently?
I mean,
because normally the Madeline Pendleton is on Alive. They say actually DPRK isn't that bad, and then a bunch of liberals get their panties in a wad, and then they start tagging them, talking about they're literally killing South Koreans? ? Look, and then they do a cursory web search, and Google Gemini points them to an article like this, and then they search it, and then they found the cheat code. Look, International Org says I'm right and Madeline Pendleton is wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, MC's been gone for a bit, so I stopped seeing stuff about them. But Madeline gets brought up in my live streams. People ask me, how do you feel about Madeline, or they're just straight talking shit on them. And it's pretty frequent. It's at least once or twice a week during my lives. Madeline Pendleton gets brought into it.
Madeline Pendleton, as far as it's bizarre. They seem like a kind of a glitch where they are so popular online and yet they are so consistent with like base takes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is a very weird thing because not only that, but they are doing a calculus and in supporting, they stay well within the periphery of their, was it the Peace and Freedom Party in San Diego, in California?
I think that's the name of it, yeah.
And that runs like PSL candidates and runs other candidates out there.
Yeah, it might be the Peace and Freedom Party. It's something like that.
Something like that. So I think that what they are doing a little bit of calculus while staying within the periphery of some heretofore. I'm presuming because they do seem guarded on certain topics and they don't jump out there. They are not just saying, they're not like you or me who are just kind of unfettered and just saying stuff. And yet what they do say when they do speak out on topics is pretty based.
Oh yeah.
Which leads me to believe that if they were unrestrained and not, which means they're exactly the type of person that the liberals would like, because they are comporting their speech so as to make their preferred political candidate more viable.
Yeah.
To participate in electoralism / reformism. They're exactly the type of fucking leftist communists that liberals say that they want.
Yeah. But they don't though. They hate.
They don't want that.
Hate Madeline Pendleton. I see so much Madeline hate. It's insane.
Right. Whereas me or you kind of fly under the radar with them just because we're cool fucking guys who are entertaining.
Yeah, yeah.
So we fly under we don't get called all kinds of deranged, shill, this, that, the other thing. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
Lately it's been picking up. I think. Not you, but some of the moderators in my live have blocked a couple people. So it wasn't until today when I was on my second account that I came across some stuff about me.
Oh, it is interesting that when you block someone in a live, I just want to block them in a live. I was looking through one of the other accounts where I was looking at who I actually have blocked, and only one or two were people that I came across in my FYP and just didn't want associated with, or I didn't want them like looking at my page or whatever. But the overwhelming, like 100 people were blocked. I'm like, damn, I was blocking this many people in lives?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It happens. So I came across some hate today, calling me a Uyghur genocide denier, and another edit, with some fascist imagery in it, pretty much saying fascists mog me or whatever nonsense.
The thing about that is that fascists never really mog anybody, though, right?
No, they don't mog anybody.
They really, really kind of don't. Even in what is that famous Nazi propaganda film where it's like it's them and they're all lined up and it's like at a big march or whatever. Like famously, they had to move a lot of people around because so many of the Nazis were like pasty doughboys. Is that their guts protruding?
Yeah, the European documentary, Europa or whatever that is.
I don't know what it was. A famous Nazi propaganda film. I think it was an internal one, but they definitely had to do a little. They had to do a little B-roll. They had to do some change some of the background actors around a little bit. Put the pudgy soldiers in the back because Nazi boys are famously unaesthetic, unmoggable doughboys. Pacey. Can't even probably low T, high cortisol, bro. That's why all these Nazis are on the black pill.
I've never even heard that.
They're not aesthetic.
About them?
Yeah. The original documentary was directed by a woman, And what is thought to be, I guess the finished product is pretty good because it does strike it's very striking imperial sort of propaganda, right? But to get those, they had to move people around and put the more attractive Nazis in front.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
And that makes sense. Back in the day, military standards, they were probably not as rigidly a militarized power as like the United States that has like a bigger pool of people to get more fit people into the military to start with.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense early. Yeah. Anyways, Nazis can't mock anybody is a long way of saying that way. And it's always been that case. They've always been unfuckable. Yeah. They've always been unfuckable little fucking weirdos.
I agree.
But, okay, so we have that. So fucking South Korea up to some lies. Amnesty International, just an appendage of imperialism. And people in North Korea are probably actually given extra rations for watching Squid Games. That's my takeaway of it, you know? Yeah. Okay, so then we also have leftoids talking about voting Trump out of office will defeat ICE.
Oh, I was going to say that, and that's not really anything too new, but, you know, over the last couple of weeks as the whole the protests against ICE and stuff like that intensify, people really seem to think that we could just vote him out. It goes so far as to people suggesting that there should be no sort of violent reaction of any sort towards ICE, because if we do that, Trump will hold on to power more, by declaring a state of emergency and this, that, and the other thing.
I don't know what to think of people who think that calling to abolish ICE is some sort of extreme position when ICE was not in existence when you and I were born.
Yeah.
It's a new appendage. It is a new government organization. It is a new branch. It is a new governmental organization under Homeland Security, I think, isn't it?
I believe it is.
It used to be INS, right? Immigration and Naturalization, I don't know, Services? I don't know. That used to be the meme, INS agents. La Migra in San Diego is what we used to hear. Now it's ICE. But ICE is sort of like the military analog of those or whatever, but it's a new thing. So, like, I can very much imagine it just going back to being INS. I don't know why we needed a shock troops to, get to clear out Home Depot parking lots. And I don't even know, this is one of those bizarre things, because if the capitalists had their druthers, they would have an infinite supply of cheaper undocumented workers to employ. Neoliberals love undocumented workers. So I don't know who this is. This is part of the contradictions in the bourgeoisie that you were talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely. It looks like ICE came into being March 1st of 2003. I was just curious about that, so I looked it up. Because I know during the Obama administration, I mean, he deported some 3.1 million people, which liberals are very quiet about that,
they accuse you of being a wrecker for bringing it up, or that you're being disingenuous or intellectually dishonest. Like, no, dog, Democrats have traditionally always been worse. Yeah, I don't know, what do you mean? Because Democrats were often associated more with labor unions, and labor unions were very anti-immigrant.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
And it was the Republicans who've always been trying to dissolve the type of organizations governmentally that would hold them accountable for hiring undocumented.
Yeah.
So low key, like for instance, my father was in construction and whatever. It was a standard practice to go down to Home Depot and pick up workers. That was a thing that he did. And every Republican business owner, that is a thing that they do. They all have undocumented, like, nannies, landscapers, this, that, the other thing. I think much more even than the Democrats, much more than the leftoids.
Well, Trump used a shit ton of immigrant labor to build multiple different things. You know what I mean? For years he did that. So,
and then even the documented construction workers and crews and whatever, he didn't even pay.
No,
famously, it's impossible to get Trump to pay.
Oh, no. He's pretty hated by people who actually know their shit, who are in unions and stuff like that and do like labor in New York City and stuff, because he is a scumbag.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's goofy because the way that liberals are talking about this is it's as if Trump which, like, I'll agree, there's definitely been an intensification of the policies regarding ICE, but this is just a continuation of the policies of Obama and Biden. You know what I mean? It's we like to change the names of things. But between Trump's first administration and then the Biden administration, they stopped calling the detention facilities and started calling them, I quote, overflow facilities. You know what I mean?
Right.
Lighten the language a bit.
Yeah, they put AC units in some of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's and again, liberals will just close their eyes, plug their ears, and blah 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 blah.
I don't think that they realize how bad those are, because if you look at those detention facilities, they are literally like concentration camps. They're chicken wire enclosures with them on those with those metal foil emergency blankets laying on the ground with no TV, no enrichment, no books, no nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally like administrative segregation in a prison. It is worse because those people get enrichment, they get yard time, they get this, they get that, they have books, there's organizations looking to help them. The migrant camps are worse than American jails and American prisons. They're terrible.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the pictures, they're small little warehouses that look like they're made out of tin. Like you said, fencing on the inside and stuff, the little tinfoil fucking sleeping bag, essentially.
Yeah.
And where the hell are the showers? Can
Yeah.
people shower? Can they get exercise? Like you said, there's no reading. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally like MK Ultra detention, Guantanamo black site treatment.
Yeah.
One of these things, so I do more conspiracy posting on my other stuff. However, one of the valid takeaways from the MK Ultra program was administrative segregation in prisons and the technology by which they would rapidly make people dissociate in black sites. And when I look at the fruits of the MK Ultra program, you have to include the migrant overflow facilities. They are 100% MK Ultraing those people to instill a sense of learned helplessness, to dissociate them, to disconnect them. They jump them out of state. They disappear them. They're in administrative like liminal spaces, black holes. People don't even know where people are. They do everything they can to bury these people, hide them, and then in the place where they're buried, to make them basically go insane in a room with nothing to do all day.
Yeah.
Which is the worst out of everything. You're like literally in purgatory or limbo.
Yeah, I mean, being in one of these concentration camps is torture in and of itself. And God only knows how many of those people have died and that it doesn't get reported. We don't know about it.
Yeah, somebody just posted, I think it was Nico, who only cares about immigrants who are from Ireland, posted something in my Discord earlier about an Irish fucking Nico. Very problematic.
Wait
Nico,
until
of
she
course.
hears that.
Nico only cares about Irish immigrants. Typical. A Bostonian guy who's been here for like 20 years moved to El Paso. So he was like living in El Paso or Boston, had a green card. Construction company apparently overstayed it, was married to a citizen, and was in the process of getting legal, ripped away from his job, and brought to El Paso, like cross, so like, I don't know how many lines, like 15 states over to another facility in El Paso that's very close to the Mexican border, i.e. inferring that he's going to be moved to Mexico or something. Why does he need to be at the southern border? Are they going to move him to El Salvador or some shit?
Well,
that's fucking insane.
They were
And that's
doing
another
that,
whole
right?
crazy thing. Yeah. The extra legal rendition of people to those ultra max security prisons. First of all, the conditions in those El Salvadorian prisons are literally, I don't even know what to try. They're torturous.
Yeah.
They have like 5 foot deep bunks, like 5 bunk beds in a room stacked with them where they keep the lights on all day. There's compulsory labor. I think that they're only allowed to wear boxers.
Yeah.
I don't ever see them in jumpsuits. They're only in boxers and like socks and sandals. It's like, holy shit.
Absolutely.
It's abominable conditions. And it's just sort of like, you have no, like, what do they even do all day other than pick on people?
Yeah. And then here, here in my everyday life, these motherfuckers, Americans are out here talking about, oh, what about North Korean labor camps? Like, yo, look at your own fucking country for 1 minute. I mean, this is insane what we're talking about right now, but people are so focused on what's going on here and there, and they're not focused on what's going on in their own country. It's crazy.
Yeah, none of these corporations could be making money hand over fist like they're making without the cooperation of these for-profit prisons.
Yeah.
And by for-profit prisons, I'm not even talking about just private prisons. Most people are not in private prisons. Most people are in state-run prisons, and those state-run prisons are just as capitalized as the private ones.
Yeah.
People have drawn this arbitrary line like, no, it's only private prisons that are... No, all of these prisons are isolated, self-contained, money-making warehouses.
Yeah.
They grow their own food. They make their own products. They buy in. They print textiles. They do printing. They are all manufacturing powerhouses.
Yeah.
They all do stuff. They print stuff for corporations. They provide printing services. They do teleconferencing, troubleshooting, customer service, online aid. I mean, there's bays of computers where inmates are working at them, doing keyboard warrior stuff so as to compete with like the Philippines and Bangladesh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, all that death camp stuff is kind of like, brother, every prison in America is a death camp. If you have a life sentence, people go there to die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay. Voting Trump out of office will defeat ICE. Just to put a cap on this one, I just want to say that regarding that, no. And the Democrats, my prediction is what it is. It is the 11th of February, 2026 at 3:46 p.m. And I'm saying this now. Cappy, are you listening? Are your ears up? Are your eardrums hearing the reverberations of the frequencies traveling from my mic to this mouth, from my mouth through this mic, through Discord? Modulating across Jeff Bezos' internet, coming out of your PC and into your earbuds. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. The Democrats will raise funding for ICE the first chance they get.
Yep.
They will raise They will increase federal spending for ICE.
Someone's got to clip that. Clip it so we can remember. Let's put money on it.
Their first at bat. They will their first budget meeting. They will do a line item increase to combat inflationary loss of spending power. Right, that's like a typical thing. They will do an X%. It'll be like, I don't know, a 6 or 7% increase in federal funding for ICE to offset the how much less the dollar is worth that year, or that quarter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let alone, not only will they not cut it, it'll be considered a cut if they keep it the same. But they won't do that because they don't want to own the equity of being soft on immigration, because they're battling phantoms and specters about wanting, quote unquote, open borders or whatever nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
So they won't do that. They will kowtow to right-wing, quote-unquote, independence and everything else, and they will 100% increase line item spending on as a counterinflationary increase on ICE. 100%. Yeah. No, the ICE Democrats voting Trump out of office will do nothing to abolish ICE. Only campaigning to abolish ICE will abolish ICE, and then it will fall on deaf ears with the Democrats because they don't work for you.
Yep. You heard it here, folks.
That's it. That's a prediction. Cappy, what are your thoughts on that?
No, you're probably right. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, I guess we'll have to see. But again, it's not like ICE existed during the Obama administration. They deported 3.1 million people. That's far more than what Trump has managed to do so far. Trump may very well surpass that, but he hasn't yet. I mean, this has been going on the whole time. You know what I mean?
I think that the Democrats, what they'll say is, yeah, but we'll have it. We'll get them to take the masks off again.
Well, they'll reform. They want to do reform, right? But you can't reform the fucking SS. You can't reform the fucking Gestapo. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's
the SS Waffen, SS Waffen ICE.
Let's just that's what Stalin didn't overthrow Hitler in a war. He reformed him, right? That's what they want to do.
Well, he might have been a very good Argentinian citizen. I don't know about Hitler's later years. He might very well have been. I know he had a very Jeffrey Epstein like a Boys from Brazil program going on with Mengele. I saw it in a movie.
Oh yeah.
So he could have been a very reformed guy. yeah, I would think that if and when the Democrats ever seize power again, which they shouldn't, they should be broken on the wheel and give rise to various competitive fucking quote unquote leftist things like Green Party and other things. PSL, Green Party should come into some kind of ascendancy. A Labor Party, a Green Party, at the very least, maybe even a progressive Christian party, I think is very likely for America. Similar to like Spain or like Italy or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
something
it.
like, and also a right wing Christian. That's how fascism will. It'll be like a Nick Fuentes party. If the Democrats and the Republicans were split up by some kind of decree made illegal or something, what would? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I guess my internet connection got interrupted. It's the Mossad. It's the CIA.
Yeah, it was Mossad. Yeah, CIA, NSA, yeah, LGBTQ, DPRK, at it again, yeah. Okay. Anyways, shit, I forgot what I was saying. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you'll see a Christian right nationalist party. You will see, and effectively, most of the Democrats will form. Most of the Democrats, as they are now, will form some sort of novel Republican Party.
Yeah.
They're just hardline corporate capitalists. I mean, there's no way to call that anything other than right wing.
They are. Yeah, no, they are right wing. I mean, like they would support a fascist movement if it was within their interest to do so. No doubt about it. You know what I mean?
And it is, and they do. And you know, I think a lot of people get bamboozled by the fact they're like, well, they're not saying that they say that they're anti-fascist. I'm like, they say that and then they do another thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're still getting people are still getting bamboozled by campaign speeches.
Yep.
Bro, well, their official policy, I'm like, I don't care about their official policy. Let's look at their official actions.
Yep.
Their official actions are voting with Trump and Republicans as often as they can get away with.
Sure, yeah.
That's what they do. That's what the Democrats do. The Democrats help out the Republicans whenever they can. That's what they do. That is their output. I don't care what they say when they're at the podium.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, you know, anti-fascists who, during the Obama administration, led the NATO intervention in Libya to overthrow a socialist country. Very anti-fascist. Yeah. Okay,
so that's fine. And then also in summation here, we have a couple minutes left here. Did you want to talk about Epstein Island cannibalism shock?
Yeah. A lot of people were shocked about that when the files first got dropped, and I was talking to a comrade at work about it, and he was like, I'm not shocked. And so we were talking about it, but I started to look into it a bit after that because it's actually not shocking when you study America's past. So for instance, according to like the National African American Reparations Committee, and there's tons of historians who have talked about it as well, it was not uncommon for white slave owners to literally eat their slaves.
That was very common. Not only that, there was also, if you look at starting way back earlier than that in the Crusades, right? They were eating the Saracens, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they call the Islamic, Muslim, whatever in North Africa or whatever. They were credibly accusations. They were like bragging about the Christian Crusaders ate people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They fucking descended from Europe and were eating people as a form of social dominionism. As a form of like what's it called? A war crime to shock and instill fear. They were literally eating their opponents.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, it's actually not uncommon. I know people will be like, oh, but that was a long time ago. But African slaves were being cannibalized from the 16th up through the 19th century. And it occurred on like the ships to feed the crews and to feed other slaves. They did it during raids. And like I had mentioned to you earlier, they made slaves into furniture, like Nat Turner. Nat Turner led like the most violent and probably, one of the biggest slave revolts that we know of. They used his flesh and bones to make trophies and purses and stuff like that. So when I heard, the billionaires, right, the owning class are eating babies, it's not really that shocking.
Yeah. Three things on that off the top of my head before we wrap up here. Number one, the settlers weren't told the real history of how horrific human chattel slavery was.
Yeah.
Right. Number one, they have a nerve to, we are Israel plus 200 years. We were never told of how vile and disgusting the dominion we try to exert over the natural people of the earth and the natural inhabitants of Turtle Island and the unwilling, non-consenting victims of human trafficking who came here and made to build this country for no money and then were cannibalized and eaten, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. First of all, they were never really taught that thing. They were never taught that. Number two, these fucking leftoid, Marxoid, settler, whatever, waxing shock about it and waxing outrage about the implication and inference that they are alluding to eating people in some of these emails are only shocked now because they're talking about white girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the inference that it is white people getting eaten, number one. So it's again, things are only a problem when it's affecting your, majority culture group, number one. And number three, I'm not even sure that people are fucking, anybody's eating anybody. He didn't say I'm eating people. There's inferences sometimes to there's a couple shocking images from there seem like shit posty Facebook type edits your fucking weird uncle might send you about a dude on a cutting board. Have you seen that? The turkey board. There's a cutting board with two turkeys on the end, and then there's that's clearly an adult foot. Babies do not have a long, thin foot like that. That's clearly an adult leg. I don't know what they're looking at. Have they never seen a baby?
Hey,
a baby's leg is much...
Regardless, I believe it because these people are fucking psychopaths. I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean?
I'm not... fourth point, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah,
However, I don't necessarily believe it because the evidence, they're doing vague allusions to it. However, nothing. It is entirely plausible in the course of human history. Cannibalism has been a way to show dominion over another person, right?
Yeah.
It's the highest form of subjugation, especially if it's done oh, by the way, I'm eating your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's a way to fucking mentally break a dude. That's untold horrors, body horror that they're doing. Or the Donner Party, forced to eat your own loved ones or to avoid, or that TV show or that movie Alive, based on the soccer clique that crashed in the mountains and they had to do cannibalism to stay alive. Horrific stories that say, well, imagine this is being done as a form of mental duress and torture against you to show you that some people have social cultural dominion over you.
Yeah.
Extra horrifying, extra layers of horror and make you disassociate.
Of
insane.
Course, yeah.
Insane. And however, these are a lot of people who are over speculating and love sensationalistic things or whatever. I don't think if in fact they were eating some people on the island, we will never get evidence of it. And it's a sort of an epistemologically crippled conspiracy that can't really be disproven because what are we going to do? Exhume the body of Jeffrey Epstein and look for Kuru virus in his stomach? What are we going to do? Yeah. Carve his brain open, look for prions like CTE? Oh, he's got the zombie, he's got the flesh eating bug. We're not going to know.
Yeah.
We're not going to know. There's going to be no, I don't know. And if in fact the Congress or these people who are in charge of the redactions are aware of eating human flesh and they just saw fit to redact it, then we should eat them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
The people should march onto DC and eat these people. That's what I think. That's my vision, and I know Cappy agrees.
Yeah, I do.
Wholeheartedly endorsed, verbally signed by Red Army Capybara at redarmycapybara.blogspot.com and tiktok.com/@Red Army Capybara. Red Army Capybara, where else can they get at you at?
I'm on YouTube, Instagram now. I'm all over. If you just Google search my name, Red Army Capybara, you'll find me.
Also, you have a Linktree, right? Linktree.com/Red Army Capybara.
Yep.
Okay, I have the same thing. Just linktree.com/Globoid TV. I'm everywhere. You can just search for Globoid TV. I'm everywhere. And that's it. Cappy, anything else you want to leave these people with?
No.
These people, these Marxoids, these leftoids that are listening, these fucking people make me sick. What do you got to say to these people?
Don't talk to cops.
Yeah. Then
quit being annoying.
And stop trying to organize online. And that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck off, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Oh, bye-bye.